everybody, happy 2019. It might be snowing today outside, but today we're still talking gardening, and I'm going to show you guys how I go through and decide what seeds I'm going to grow when all the catalogues start arriving. So stay tuned, we'll be right back. Hi guys, welcome back. We are currently in my office / craft room, and this is just a few of the catalogues that I have currently received. So we've got the Redwood Seed Company, we've got Turtle Tree Seed, they do biodynamic seeds. I've got Johnny's Selected Seeds, they're a good supplier. We've got Seed Savers Exchange, which is a great heirloom source, and Baker Creek heirloom seeds. So it's really easy to get kind of sucked into these, especially, you know, with all the pretty pictures. I mean, Baker's Creek are pretty well known for having a beautiful catalogue, and you know, you can just see, looking at some of these pictures as we're going through, they look really appetizing and really fun, and something that, you know, you would probably want to try, right? That's exactly what these catalogues are designed to do. They're there to entice you into buying something and to providing you information all about those seeds. So if you're a new gardener, going through a seed catalogue like this can be really intimidating, and they're all very different. So this is the Johnny's catalogue, and you know, this bit's all about onions and parsnips. You know, they've all got different information in them, and how you read them is a little bit different for each one. But before you kind of really start diving into these, when it comes to how to choose the seeds that you're wanting to grow for your garden, the first thing is to not even worry about those and start with a blank sheet of paper and a pen. And the reason why I say this is because it's really easy to look through these catalogues and try and buy the entire thing. I know, I've done it. But you end up buying things that you don't like, you never grow, or you know, just straight up they're not right for your area. So there's a few things that we have to do before we start going through the beautiful pretty pictured catalogues. And that first thing is to go ahead and write down all of those fruits and veggies that you typically buy. So if you're not sure, when you go to the grocery store, just make a note of the types of veggies that you're buying on a regular basis. So, you know, I'm going to walk through this exercise with you. So what do I typically buy for my family? Leeks, potatoes, onions, cabbage, kale, that's more for me, carrots, celery. Weekly basis, these are the type of things that we're buying from the grocery store. So there's quite a variety of things here. We've got some summer crops like the peppers and the tomatoes and the sweet potato. Then we've got things that are kind of longer season, like the celery, celeriac, onions. And you know, this is great because these are obviously things that my family are eating, which means if I try to grow some of them, I'm probably going to save, you know, some money on my grocery bill, because if I'm sticking to growing these, I'm not needing to buy them from the store, right? So now I've kind of got a list of what I'm trying to buy on a regular basis to feed my family. The next stage is to find out what my frost dates are and what my growing zone is, and to do that I'm going to walk you through just a quick internet search to see how I do that. So I've just gone straight onto a popular, well-known search engine, Google, and I've just typed average first frost date, and there's a few things that come up, but the one that I'm most interested in and one that's super helpful is the one by the Old Farmer's Almanac, and it's titled The First and Last Frost Dates by Location. from the Old Farmer's Almanac is it's going to tell you like where the actual climate station is. So this is where they're basing the data from, the altitude, so 4,500 feet above sea level approximately. Tells you the last spring frost date typically, which is April the 28th, and the first fall frost date, which is October 16. So if you live in Draper, Utah, you've got a growing season of 170 days. Okay, so that's quite a long growing season, and it's this number here that's really important when you're trying to select seeds. So you should make a note of that. Just for the purpose of this exercise, I'm going to write that down. The other thing we can look at is our USDA growing zone, and you want this one, the USDA Plant Hardiness Zone Map, and you can tell it's the right one because it's got USDA.gov at the end. And this one you can find your plant hardiness zone by your zip code, which you enter in here, or you can go by state. So we're going to go ahead and select a state. And just for continuity purposes, we'll go for Utah again. And you can see these based on the colours. So I know that Draper is just below Salt Lake City. It's somewhere around here. It's probably a 7A. Companies, when you're looking for seeds, will let you search by the USDA growing zone that you are in. So that's super helpful, and it makes it a lot easier for you to try and figure out what seeds are that are going to be working for where you live. So now we know that we've got 170 days of a growing season and our zone is 7A. We're a bit more prepared for being able to go through the online seed catalogues and also the ones that have come through our door to be able to figure out what we're wanting. So we're going to take a look at, you know what, let's take a look at carrots, okay? And I'm just going to walk you through me going through each of these catalogues and kind of telling you a little bit about what I'm looking for. So let's take the first one. So look at catalogues. You can see I've already been going through these and kind of circling things that I'm interested in getting. So this particular company, and this is the Redwood City Seed Company, they've got a little bit about carrots, a little bit about how to grow them, so seed sparingly in rows and thin them, keep the beds moist. Seeds can take 3 weeks to germinate. And there's a little bit here so these are the, where it's in bold, this is the variety, so their variety is called Danvers, and this number here in brackets is the days to maturity, so that's how long it's going to take until that crop is ready to harvest. So it's going to be 75 days. It's heat resistant, and that's something that I'm really focused on in the area that I live, because the temperatures can get really hot over the summer. I know a lot of my friends and family who live in the southern states, it can get really hot down there for a prolonged period of time, so having something that's heat resistant is good. That's what I'm looking for, and they're very productive. So that might be something that I would want to look at. So I mean, you can mark these as you want. I tend to just put a circle around them. I also tend to mark things with a bit of a sticky note, so I know exactly where to go and what I'm ordering. So that was the Redwood seed catalogue. So let's take a look at another one. Next up, we've got Seed Savers Exchange, and you know, this one's obviously a bit bigger. There's little articles going through these. Most catalogues are done by alphabetical, but not all of them are, but most. Okay, here we go. Here's the carrot section. So there's quite a lot more on here for carrots, and let's have a look on here. We've got lots of difference. We've got ones that are marked as being staff favourites, and we've also got ones that are best sellers. If you are a brand new gardener and you've never grown anything before, and you've sent off to get some of these catalogues, it's a good idea to have a look at these best sellers or staff favourites or customer favourites, because the fact that those are very popular means that lots of people are growing them, and you're probably quite likely to have a good, you know, harvest with them, or they're more likely to grow if you select something that's a bestseller. So let's take a look at this bestseller one. So just like with the other catalogue, you've got a little bit about the actual variety here. So, you know, it's telling you that it's purple red exterior. It's a treat for the eye when sliced. Sweet, almost spicy flavour. It's a gardener's favourite. Speciality at farmers markets. Considered the most refined purple carrot available. So it tells you, specifically with this catalogue, it's going to tell you who bred the seed and where things have come from. The next number after it, so here, this is the number of days to maturity. So they're giving it 90 days plus or minus. Oh, and that's the seed size, so, or the seed varieties that they've got available, or the amount of seed available. So you can get a seed packet. You can get them in different sizes depending on how much that you're trying to grow. I've gone through and written all of these varieties down that I'm going to want to try and grow. My next stage is really all about trying to plan the garden. So here's a big list. This is, oh, if I'm just move my camera a little bit. This is actually my seed list for 2019, and this is all the varieties that I am going to be growing. And the next stage is to actually plan out when you're going to start to be sowing these seeds and when to start planting them out, basically. So I'm going to save that for the next video, and I'm going to show you some of the tools that I like to use. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Or if you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. I want to know how I can improve on some things. If you'd like to find out a little bit more and get your hands on some of the tools that I use, like the seed starting calculators, head over to my website, and you can join my email list and get more free tips, tricks, advice, and you can get access to all of these things before anybody else. So until next time, have a wonderful rest of your weekend and a wonderful week. Bye bye.